Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GameSpot studios. I'm your host, Chris Waters, here for another episode of On the Spot. We are live, and Carolyn Pettit is joining me on the big red couch. It's big, it's red. It's your first time on it?
I believe it is.
How is it for you?
I don't think I'm going to forget sitting on a couch of this vibrant shade and this shape. It makes an impression.
It's memorable.
It is.
And speaking of memorable, we are, as you folks know, well into the fall release season, and one of the big ones came out earlier this week. Carolyn reviewed it for us here, and it's Batman Arkham City.
Indeed.
We're taking a look at that today,
Yeah.
but you know, Batman gets a lot of press when it comes to the Arkham City game.
You know
he
what?
is the title character.
He is. And I thought, you know what? We've given Batman enough attention. We had a 2-hour now playing earlier this week. It was just nonstop Batman, Batman, Batman. So much Batman. Why don't we show a little bit of the feminine side of Arkham City?
Bat Lady.
Actually, Catwoman is the character I had in mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catwoman.
Catwoman is a playable character, so this is. Well, here she is. Here, this is actually not the standard character model, who many of you will probably have seen. This is a character model inspired by Catwoman's look in the Batman the Animated Series from the '90s, which is a show that I loved. And just to talk a little bit about some of the things that make her a little different from Batman.
Yeah.
She uses her whip to get around in much the way that Batman uses his grapnel gun. But instead of, like, Batman can just whip up immediately to the top of a surface like this, Catwoman kind of claws her way and leaps her way up.
She sure does.
And that's something you do with just kind of timed button presses. And
what happens if you fail one of those button presses? Do you fall back down and hurt yourself?
No, she just doesn't leap as gracefully.
Oh, okay.
She loses some of her feline grace. So this is an early sort of Catwoman story chapter, and right now she's just going back to her apartment to to get her stuff. To get some things that she might need.
She's getting mugged.
Yeah.
Dudes are like, lady in spandex alone on the street at night. Good target.
With, like, claws on her fingers and stuff. So her basic combat controls are very similar to Batman's. You know, one button to attack, another to counter, but her animations just give her a very different feel, I think.
Yeah, those didn't look like Batman takedowns.
No. She has a style all her own, which I really rather like.
Very cool. And of course, folks, we are live, so jump in the chat room and sound off with any questions you have for Caro about Catwoman or Arkham City, and we'll do our best. I mean, she will do her best to answer them, because I certainly can.
So one of Catwoman's unique abilities that Batman does not have is the ability to latch on to sort of these ceilings that have this kind of grating on them, and so this is a perfect opportunity here to take down an unsuspecting thug before he has a chance to respond. And then, yes, your whip is good for tripping thugs up as well. And
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Take these dudes out. Now, do you have to be careful not to knock one of them into that actual cat in the corner?
No. That cat has 9 lives, I presume, and can take whatever damage Catwoman throws at it.
Can you go over there and, like, nuzzle Cat for, like, an unlockable or something?
You can't. However, much later in the game, I'll just say that there are cats on ceilings, on rooftops throughout Arkham City, and they do have a certain connection to Catwoman that I won't really go into at this point. So yeah,
oh, look, and there's a cat up there. Yeah, taking notice.
This is Selina Kyle's Catwoman's apartment here.
Oh, of course.
So I love that she can just pounce to ceiling. She just yoink. She just zips right up there, and she's on the ceiling.
She drank her V8 this morning.
Yes,
that's for sure.
So this is she's just gonna pop in there, grab a few more tools of her trade.
So now, while you do that,
yes,
Catwoman is not. Catwoman has some campaign missions. She's playable, but she is not included in the game for all purchasers.
Well, for all new purchasers. If you buy the game new, so everyone buying the game now, unless you're already finding
regardless of platform.
Yes. Oh yeah. It comes with a code that does give you access to the Catwoman content. It's an incentive for people to buy the content new, to buy the game new rather.
Sure.
If you buy the game used, then you can still access the Catwoman content for I believe, $10 fee that you purchase, that you buy a code at that time. Looks like someone's asking, where can I get the Catwoman costume?
That's what I just asked you.
Oh, did you? The costume?
Oh, where? Is there a specific place you have to encounter it? Or the costume?
I didn't know you were asking. Yeah, well, there's a question about this costume in particular.
Because it's the animated series one.
But I didn't... it's not premium content or anything. I believe it's something you just unlock and you get access to once you've beaten the main story mode of the game. You can then replay her story chapters with this outfit and another outfit that pays homage to a very famous Batman graphic novel.
Cool.
Yes.
So did you had to beat the Catwoman missions in order to get this animated, or just the Batman?
I think it's just the entire story.
The whole shebang.
The main story mode. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, can't go up that way.
So we're gonna get a chance to see some of these other gadgets you just picked up?
I believe so. I hope so. Well, let me see if I can just find some thugs on the street to fight with. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
So yeah. So Catwoman's other gadgets are Caltrops and Bolas, which these are good for. I can remember the. I think I just threw a bola at somebody, and then there are Caltrops, a whole bunch of things in which
step
just
directly
make the guys,
on those.
Yep, they just tumble over. So these are
Caltrops are nasty.
They are. They made an appearance in Gears of War 3 in the Horde mode. You can set up Caltrops to keep the Locust at bay.
They were in Brink too.
Oh, okay.
There was a Caltrops grenade, which I really liked.
Ah.
And so the combat is, in terms of gameplay,
it's very similar.
You do her combat in the same way as Batman's. you use her gadgets the same way from a controller standpoint.
Yes.
But do they force you to adopt different tactics?
No, not really. You can definitely rely on the same just standard kind of punching and countering that serves Batman very well.
Cool.
As Catwoman, which I actually like. I mean, I like that she feels immediately familiar and doesn't require you to kind of learn a whole new control scheme. It's very accessible.
Yeah, so the prowess that you've gained to this point, you can leverage that when playing as Catwoman.
Exactly. But she moves differently enough. She has a very different sense of style that makes playing as her feel different enough. Oh, I didn't even see that there are dudes with guns.
Oh, you went in the drink.
Yeah.
Cats don't like to swim.
No, she's probably not happy about that. Yeah, so those dudes with guns up there. Tough enemies. You definitely need to be stealthy when dealing with these people. Now,
there's separate Catwoman achievements or unlockables or stuff, because I know
yes.
One of the great things about Arkham City is Riddler Challenges, a lot of different sort of things to discover in the environment.
Exactly. Catwoman. So Catwoman has. So there are Riddler Trophies scattered throughout Arkham City, and some of those only Catwoman can pick up. They are a different color. If Batman tries to grab one, he'll get this kind of electric shock, and the Riddler will sort of say, that's not for you, and that sort of thing. So, all right. But yeah, so there's definitely her own things to do and to collect around Arkham City.
Cool.
Her own story objectives that kind of shed some light on events that happen while you're playing as Batman. So yeah, it definitely adds something to the game to have her present.
Nice.
Okay, so this is.
Would you play the whole thing as Catwoman if you could?
I don't know. It's difficult to answer because Batman is so woven into the game's narrative that it's hard to imagine. But I now that I have the sort of free roam option post game, I do enjoy spending time as Catwoman.
Great.
Yes.
Well, cool, Caro. Thanks for showing off some Catwoman action. Definitely fun to see that world with a different protagonist. Arkham City is out now, of course, on just 360 and PS3.
That's right. PC is, I want to say, November 15th, so it is coming, but PC players will have to wait just a little while longer, unfortunately.
Cool. And if you want to know more about Batman Arkham City, of course, Caro's video review and written review are up on the site. They're both top-notch, if I do say so myself, so be sure to check them out.